Hey everyone, I'm going to teach you about jumps and how to challenge jump attacks in Mortal Kombat 1. First, let's talk about how jumps have been from MK9 all the way up to MK1. Starting with MK9, I'll say that they reached the perfection with how jump attacks and jumps in general work, because it wasn't too good and it wasn't too bad. It was just perfect because, well, all the characters had the same jump attack animation for their punches and kicks, and I think also the same hurt boxes, maybe for different characters like Shiva, who were a little bit bigger than everyone else, but for the most part everyone had the same. So to open someone up with a jump, you had to get them to throw their timing off to be able to do so in some way. And if they had your timing locked down, knew how you were going to jump, they could challenge you 10 out of 10 times. And that to me, that was perfect. I'm like, how can you go up from here? So, and then with MKX, they introduced every character having a different jump attack animation, even for like their neutral jump attacks that went across the screen and hit everywhere. But they introduced a new problem because of the hurt box and hitbox stuff. Some characters' jump attacks are more lopsided in matchups, because depending on the character you play, you probably could challenge jumps really well with no problem. This probably is eluding you, but then on another side, you picking characters that can't challenge jumps well, you'll feel like, dang, the jump-ins are too strong. So they were able to, you could still use certain strats to deal with it, like of course the neutral jump punch, which was kind of like the air-to-air move that you need to use as a hard read. You also had the armor moves you could use even after the big armor patch where they removed the armor launchers and now they're just armor knockdowns. You could still use them to challenge that, but having to spend meter to challenge a jump is kind of whack when you want to conserve your resources for like the combo breaker and damage. But with so going on to MK11, MK11 brought in the free meter regen, where meter is constantly regenerating for you, and that was, I guess, to help with being able to do flawless block reversals more frequently, because that was the best way to challenge a jump-in attack. Because a lot of times the jump-in attack would beat out normals because the hurt box was like already on the screen, and I don't know how they made it, but the standing normals would just lose to the jump attacks. But the jump attacks, there were some that felt totally unchallengeable at all, like Cabal's, unless you did flawless block reversals to deal with it. But then there were still some characters that could challenge jumps, like Liu Kang, no problem, like Baraka, but it was very specific and situational, and that's just how I felt, at least for me. And I've seen other people talk about that too. Now with MK1, they go back to the perfection that is Mortal Kombat 9, but they bring in the MKX. Everyone has a different jump attack animation, hurt box and stuff, but it still works because now it's like the MK9 jump speed and like floatiness. And then they brought back the armor knockdown moves, and now they're kind of armor launchers too if you spin a cameo to enhance it even more. It's like the next level of enhancing. First you got your meter enhancing, and then you got your cameo enhancing, or you can look at your cameo enhancing first because you already have that ready to go. But also for MK1, they brought in the MK11 up block, which is the flawless block reversal up 2. But instead of you needing to flawless block, basically blocking the last possible frames before the move touches you, you can just press block and press up, and it will execute the up block. And if the opponent does a jump in or even an overhead, you'll be able to recover instantly and go for a combo starter on the ground for max damage. So you have all these ways to challenge jumps now in this game, which are the neutral normals, and depending on the character, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Some characters have better ones for different situations. And then you have the universal uppercut, which will be like your panic anti-air due to the speed. And of course, because you're crouching, it lowers your hitbox and makes it, more of a chance for you actually get your anti-air to come out and land. And also with an ambush cameo, you could do additional damage with it, which will stop people from wanting to jump, period. And you have your air-to-air attacks, because now we have the air juggles. And when you do air attacks, you can combo into whatever. And that also nets damage. And like I said before, you still got the armor attacks and the up block. So I'm going to demonstrate all of them right now. So starting off with your neutral normals. At your stand 1. You can do stand 4. Stand 3 kind of needs some range. Stand 2 works, but you got to be a certain distance. But you can't just do it from right here is what I meant. You got to be in a certain range. So right here, you just use uppercut. And it's a little more better from this distance too. And then you got the... There we go. This is something simple. And then now the armor move. The only disadvantage to the armor move, it requires meter and it takes a little chunk of your HP just to absorb the move. But that's why we don't really want to go for that unless it's like a dire situation that you could probably win, or you got enough HP to continue going on about it, right? So now let me show you the up block. Now I'm going to do the jump in and record him blocking afterwards, so you know for sure. All right, block, hold and block, hold and block, hold and block, hold and block. Okay. So let's see how long that is. Well, you have to kind of be instant. I'm trying to see how long I can wait, but no, you gotta just do it as if you didn't even block it, but you of course have to block it. But yeah, you get all this meterless. Most characters do when they up block. So you definitely want to incorporate up block into your game as well as the other anti-airs, because everything has the opposite end of, hey, yeah, you could land the anti-air, but you also get punished because, you know, you mistimed it some way. So there's a way to have your timing thrown off. Like, yeah, they're doing one jump in, but they could do a delayed jump in attack. They can do an early jump in attack. They can do a jump in attack with nothing, where you know, you think it's coming. You're like, all right, I've been getting blown up by the jump in, so I'm gonna just sit here and up block, right? And he's like, all right, and you get up block, grabbed, and look, that it does 160, right? Look how much it does regularly, 100. So there's damage scaling versus up block. And that also goes for like low attacks too, because the up block only works on overheads, and jump ins are also categorized as overheads. So as you see, but yeah, make sure you're mixing up your options and how you're anti-airing your opponent, because one size doesn't fit all, but they're all really good, and you don't want to miss anything and get punished. So especially in this game, people are doing lots of damage. But hope this video helps you guys get better at your jumps. Please like and share, and I'll see you guys on stream. Peace.